does not matter what anyone in your school is doing. Right there above my finger. In the red. And that was pretty upsetting to me. Just applied because at the end I sort of freaked out. So, oh yeah, you can apply there. Going to bed late because they had to work on Newswatch. What if I don't get into any schools? Let me apply. It is about you. Hi everyone, so college. Wow, I cannot believe this process is over. I'm psyched that it's over. But I thought I'd make a video to show you guys what colleges I applied to, who accepted me, who rejected me, and where I'm going come fall. So take a look, all the colleges are behind me. I'll talk about them during the video, and you are watching Malik. So when I started the college process, even before I started it, I had this teacher sort of giving me some advice, which I think turned out to be some bad advice. It was based off the previous year of seniors in my school. They made a literal wall of rejection because so many of them were getting rejected. She just sort of wanted people to be prepared, but I don't think it was really good advice because this process teaches you just how much of an individual you are. It does not matter what anyone in your school is doing. It really, to colleges, it is about you. And the more you can differentiate you, then the better the whole thing's gonna work out. She sort of wanted this do things ahead of time process, and I personally am a very play-by-play person with this optimistic view, and I just do things by the deadline. Like literally one of my top schools, I applied I think 11:59 the night of the deadline. I have the seconds on my Mac because literally like the only college I went to visit prior to applying was Syracuse University. It was one of the top schools on my list. I really loved the tour. I want to do journalism, so their Newhouse School of Communications, I mean, campus was gorgeous. It was a really nice experience. The only thing I don't like about Syracuse really is that they are extremely grade orientated. Syracuse was joined by Ithaca College and Boston University. So Ithaca I really loved because their alumni David Muir and Bob Iger, and you also have at Boston University alumni. I love Jessica Schneider, Erica Hill, some really great people coming out of all of those schools that have really made it where I want to be. The programs, I really absolutely adored the amount of publications and opportunities both Ithaca and Boston University have. The only turnoff for Boston, I did not want to go to school in the city at all, but Ithaca and Syracuse, both in upstate New York, so offered that opportunity for me to get out of where I currently live, which is New York City, and into a more rural environment, a different thing, switching it up. I eventually applied to 11 schools. Let's start dishing them out, right? Emerson College, so Emerson is also in Boston. I really loved the creative vibe I got from Emerson. One of the turnoffs for me with Emerson was I think they asked about sexual orientation. For me, that was just really like not an appropriate question for the Common App, which if you don't know what the Common App is, it's basically this thing that allows you to make a general application for all of your colleges and then do the supplements specific to all the colleges and then just send it off without redoing everything each time. Quinnipiac University, I didn't know much about Quinnipiac, I just knew that they're in Connecticut and they had some cool pictures on their website. They do journalism and that's what I want to do. They had a studio, so it just seemed like a good place. I wasn't really impressed at that much by the school. And you also have to remember that I was extremely scared that I wasn't going to get into any schools because of what that teacher told me, and I can always tell when people are like wary, like, oh yeah, you can apply there. University of South Carolina, the only problem with them was that they'd be like really hard to commute from New York to there, but I do have family in Atlanta and North Carolina, so I thought, you know, it'll work out. They just got a brand new communications building and their students seem to be really happy. The College of St. Rose, which is in Albany, New York, they had my major. I didn't know too much about them at the time of applying. Now for safety schools. Iona College, so close to New York. It's in New Rochelle, which is like literally New York is here and New Rochelle is like literally right here. But they did have my major. What if I don't get into any schools? Let me apply. Canisius College is in Buffalo. Centenary University in New Jersey, just applied because at the end I sort of freaked out. They also both had journalism or journalism related courses. When acceptances started rolling in, I was shook. I got into Iona College, Centenary University, Canisius College, oh my god, Quinnipiac, Ithaca, and the College of St. Rose. I have all my schools fanning me. I got into 7 out of the 11. I got waitlisted at Syracuse, and that was pretty upsetting to me just because I put a lot of work into my application for Q's. I did the optional interview. I visited. It was the only school I visited prior to applying. I knew a lot of alumni. Not only did I get waitlisted, but I got waitlisted for a major I didn't even apply for or express any interest in. Communications and rhetorical studies. Communications is the spectrum, and journalism is on that spectrum. But the problem with that is that major is not in the Newhouse School of Communications. So if someone were willing to go to Syracuse and fight to get into Newhouse, then nice that Syracuse offers that opportunity. However, for me, it was just like, I felt like I'd be playing Russian roulette with my career. UofSC, they waitlisted me also, so did Temple University. I think Temple was better with it, but University of South Carolina sort of did it pretty unprofessionally. They just sent me some like housing thing in my email, and I was just like, what? And they were just like, basically you're waitlisted and we're running out of room. Boston University was the only one to reject me. I hear they're getting harder and harder to get into all the time. Right there above my finger. In the red. Then it was time to take a look at the other schools, including my safeties. I went up to Iona College. They're a Catholic school, so they were all brother this and brother that. And I was very confused. I just didn't know if that, like, they do that with everyone. The fact that they were a small school, they were near New York, they were just off the list, unfortunately. I also crossed off Centenary University. Seems like a chill school in New Jersey. The only problem is that I don't think they have a college news TV show. Not that it would have to be on TV, of course, but just to do, you know, the broadcast type of work. They do a lot of radio work. So Quinnipiac, I really should have researched more, and I actually did want it because they have, like, a lot of the colleges have these live chats with their students that go there, so you can sort of make your decision by speaking with current students, and I wish I would have taken that up and learned more about them, but I loved their spirit. It just didn't mesh with mine. Delete. And the College of St. Rose. I cannot tell you how much I loved their vibe. Really giving people. I drove a ton of New York high schoolers up there for free to go take a look at the school, and family. Like, they were just so accommodating. However, when I asked about double majoring between journalism and something like political science, I was pretty much like shot down publicly, and just sort of were like, no, you need to minor because it would be way too much to take on. And I heard this at Ithaca, actually. Journalism is a set of skills, not a body of knowledge. You kind of do need to double major in order to be able to report on something, if that makes sense. And then there was Emerson, and I had to cross him off as well because I found out that journalism majors felt like outcasts there, and I currently go to an art school, and so I didn't want that same experience again. You don't want to feel like an outcast in your major at college. That's crazy. Maybe you've been like writing and crossing off along with me, but that left Ithaca College. Hopefully this doesn't look too tacky, but I don't have a shirt and I wanted to rap the fam, the Bombers! And my mom might want to use this for the car, which is why I don't want to, you know, rip it off and just stick it on the shirt. Ithaca! I applied to the Park Scholar Program. I had to go down there for finalist weekend when I became a finalist for the award. It was a really competitive weekend, like the nature of the weekend. But there was something about Ithaca, and I don't like to say that because that's what I said about my high school, and I'm ready to get out of high school, let's just say that. This is cliche because people say, oh, I fell in love with a college campus. I don't like to say that. How could you fall in love with a bunch of buildings? But I definitely fell in love with the people at Ithaca. I thought they were all so genuine and so real and so wanting to do work, waking up early to go do radio shows, and they were going to bed late because they had to work on Newswatch, which is one of the TV shows. I was just really impressed. I was one of the people to win that award. I had this huge financial burden taken off. Another thing about Ithaca is that they pride themselves on making sure that you are ready for the workforce and ready for wherever you're going to go in your life, because they start you from day one. So there isn't this whole waiting period of waiting till you're a senior to touch a camera, as maybe at other schools, or to really get involved with the campus organizations. You really get to do it from freshman year, which I am so psyched for. I'm hyped. I'm actually hyped. So that's my story. Ithaca, here I come. I'm coming for you. So I want you to look out for more on this crazy journey of college. I'll be doing all sorts of college vlogs and fun things in August. Until then, I'll be making videos, and you can stay in touch with me on Snapchat, Instagram, or Twitter. I'm at classymalick. I'd love to see your stuff, and I'd love to hear about your college experience. If you comment below, or if you have any questions for me since I've been through it, why not? I'm more than happy to answer. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you at IC. Stay pushing, because boy did you have to push through this college process. Stay you. All of this is college info, and this isn't even all of it.